We're outside. It's beautiful in Nashville right now. So thought we'd do the market update today from outside, but the market's different. Quarterly it's changing. We're going to go over some numbers because the numbers are pretty telling. And I want to focus on Nashville. We'll focus on Williamson County as a whole. And then again, if you want me to do any of your particular markets or neighborhoods, we could really dial down and get specific because each pocket is so drastically different. So this is just a broad brushstroke of what's going on in the market, but let's jump right into it. All right, so what you're looking at here is the average list price versus the average sales price in Nashville for single family homes. And you can see that there is a huge gap here. The average list price is $1,037,000, and the average close price for September was $759,000. And that's really important because a lot of the inventory that we're seeing on the market right now is new construction, and new construction is priced higher. A lot of home sellers are kind of waiting to see what's going to happen to the market and mainly to interest rates. They feel locked in with their current mortgage rate. You'll see that the average list price is actually up a little bit over last month, or really August. So this is August. This is September versus August. And then the sales price is down almost 10%. We saw a very light month. There were very few closings last month, and August was pretty weak too. If I flip over to the snapshot real quick, this is year over year number, so not month over month. Year over year, the sales price average was down 7%. We're still up over 2022. And this is really just going, up and down monthly. We saw a big dip in activity last September as well. Interest rates were really high, higher than they are now. And so that really affected sales. Closings are down 5%. And you can see our new listings are still down 10% as well. So we're just not really seeing a lot of the inventory that we thought we were going to see. Month supply is still only at a 5-month supply, which is growing. It's actually the last few months have been the first time that I've seen inventory take a substantial jump despite new listings being down month over month, which means that stuff is just lingering on the market longer. So in Nashville, we're seeing a little bit of a price correction, especially last month compared to August. And we're continuing with a couple things. Interest rates have started to come down, and they're staying consistently mid to low sixes. However, we have this looming election. So hopefully once the election is done, interest rates will start to come down even more with more and more Fed drops. I think we're starting to get into a little bit of a tailwind with home buying. Let's look at Williamson County. This is Williamson County as a whole. So Franklin, Fairview, Spring Hill, Thompson Station, Brentwood, the area. Anyways, so September, the average sales price was $1,163,000. That's down 2%, slightly down. Average list price was actually down almost 2%, 1.6% at $1,824,000. Again, a lot of that is new construction as well, really driving up the average list price. One thing I want you to pay close attention to here, look how even our pricing has been. These interest rates have really cooled off the steep appreciation that we have seen. And so we are starting to see a steadying in the sales price, which should be encouraging for anybody out there buying right now. As we know, Williamson continues to be a really strong market. And so our sales price year over year is up 3%. But you can see we've actually been relatively flat in Williamson County, especially in September for the past couple years. That's not true in certain areas. Like if we really dialed in on Brentwood, you probably wouldn't see the same thing. But Williamson County as a whole, this is what the picture has looked like. We've seen some new listings hit the market. A lot of new inventory in Spring Hill, for sure. New under contracts are up. The total under contract inventory is down 10%, and closings were relatively flat. But you can see from 2 years ago, they are drastically down. 300 closings in September versus 425 in September of 22. Let's dial down on a specific neighborhood. We'll call this 12th South, a little bit of surrounding area. But let's look at this little neighborhood and just see what a pocket that we all love looks like now. So, like when I said that not all pockets are created equal, there are so many little hot spots inside Nashville, Brentwood, surrounding counties. This 12 South area that I drew out, you can see that the average sales price is up 34% year over year. And just look at this, the 2-year growth here. Closings were completely flat September and August. Under contracts were about the same. For total, new under contracts were just slightly down, just 2 houses. New listings, we had 2 more new listings, and inventory is up just a little bit. Interestingly enough, too, this is actually one of the few markets where we've still seen a higher average sale price than average list. So the average list price, 1,500,000. The average sales price is 1,700,000. So a couple points that I want to make. The first thing is, if you are ready to buy, it is a great time to buy right now. I just put a house under contract and got all the closing costs covered and a rate buy down cover. So all that my clients have to bring is their down payment, and they're getting a rate buy down. You can save some serious money right now and go ahead and get in the market and not have to compete. My prediction still is that we're going to have more competition next year. Nothing like the COVID years, but we are going to see more multiple offers. I think we're going to see more people jump back into the market. So now is a great time to buy if you can. If not, and you still want to continue to see what happens in the market, by all means, do that. The second huge point here is that each individual neighborhood and spot inside of Nashville, Williamson County, wherever you're looking, it is very important to look at the localized numbers, the specific numbers of the neighborhoods that you're shopping. Because as you can see, Nashville as a whole is very different than if you're looking in 12 South only, or Oak Hill, or Forest Hills, or Creve Hall. These areas have their own pricing trends, and it's really hard to know how to strategize your offer when you're taking a broad brushstroke over Davidson County as a whole. So it's very important to work with a realtor that knows what's going on in each individual market and knows how to pull that data for you. So these are the numbers. They're changing quarterly, and I have a feeling that we're going to start seeing some tailwind again, as I said, when it comes to both buying and selling. If you want me to run any particular numbers for your neighborhood, your specific area, just give me a shout and I'd be happy to do that. All right, thanks.